The rain lashed against my windshield like 1,000 tiny fists, mirroring the frantic drumming of my own heart. I was late. Again. Stuck in Friday rush hour traffic, crawling towards my brother's apartment where I'd promised pizza and embarrassing childhood stories. My phone buzzed insistently on the passenger seat. "Mom, where are you?" "Ben says Liam's stranded at the hardware store, needs a ride to the apartment too. Can you grab him? It's pouring." Liam. Ben's best friend since high school football. Tall, perpetually amused, with eyes the color of storm clouds and a smile that could disarm a grizzly bear. He was always around. Helping Ben fix his perpetually broken-down Jeep, crashing movie nights, ruffling my hair like I was still 12. He was just Liam. Familiar, comfortable, and undeniably attractive in a way I'd trained myself not to dwell on. Brother's best friends were off limits. A sacred rule. Sighing, I tapped out a reply, "Fine. Send address." 10 minutes later, I pulled into the flooded parking lot of Hank's Hardware Haven. And there he was. Liam, leaning under the narrow awning, looking unfairly good despite being drenched from the knees down. His dark hair was plastered to his forehead, droplets tracing paths down his strong jawline. He spotted my little blue hatchback, grinned that disarming grin, and jogged over, sliding into the passenger seat with a whoosh of wet denim and cool rain-scented air. "Maya!" "Lifesaver," he declared, shaking water from his hair like a golden retriever. "Ben said you were my knight in shining, well, slightly dented civic armor." "Flattery will get you everywhere," I deadpanned, putting the car back in drive. "Buckle up. Traffic's a nightmare." The drive started awkwardly. The usual sibling-friend banter felt charged. Maybe it was the confined space, the drumming rain, the way his large frame seemed to fill my small car. He smelled like cedar shavings and rain. We talked about Ben's latest DIY disaster, involving a leaky sink and questionable plumbing choices, about the awful weather, about nothing much at all. Yet, every glance I stole felt weighted. He caught me looking once, raising an eyebrow with a hint of that familiar amusement, but something else flickered in his stormy eyes too. Curiosity? Interest? Or was I just projecting because the rain was making everything feel intense? Just as we were merging onto the highway, crawling along at a snail's pace, Liam suddenly sat up straighter. "Hey, Maya?" Change of plans. I glanced over, wary. "What? Ben order extra anchovies?" He chuckled, a low, warm sound that vibrated pleasantly in the small space. "Better. Turn left up here. At the next exit." "What? Why?" "Ben's place is straight ahead." "Trust me?" he asked, his voice softening. That look was back in his eyes, earnest now. "I promise, it's worth it. And it involves getting out of this traffic jam." Curiosity warred with annoyance. But the thought of escaping the gridlock was tempting. Plus, trusting Liam felt oddly natural. He'd never steered Ben wrong, not seriously. "Fine," I muttered, signaling for the exit. But if this is some elaborate prank involving Ben jumping out of a bush... "No bushes," he promised, grinning again. Scout's honor. We drove away from the clogged arteries of the city, into the quieter, tree-lined streets of the suburbs, then further still, onto a winding road flanked by dense woods. The rain softened to a drizzle, then stopped completely as we pulled into a small, secluded parking lot overlooking a vast, glassy lake. The setting sun, breaking through the dissipating clouds, painted the water in streaks of fiery orange and molten gold. It was breathtakingly serene. "Liam, where are we?" I breathed, genuinely stunned. "My secret spot," he said, opening his door. Or one of them. Come on. He popped the trunk and rummaged inside. I got out, the cool, damp air fresh and clean. Pine needles and wet earth scented the breeze. Liam emerged triumphantly holding 2 fishing rods and a small tackle box. My jaw dropped. Fishing? Seriously? It's practically dark. Best time for the big, smart ones, he declared, handing me a rod. And the quiet ones. Thought you might appreciate some quiet after that traffic symphony. His gaze held mine. Ben mentioned, you've had a rough week. My heart did a funny little stutter. Ben had mentioned my disastrous presentation and subsequent meltdown over burnt toast that morning. But Liam remembered? And brought me here? I admitted, touched. This is unexpected. And actually perfect. A genuine smile spread across my face for the first time that day. He led me down a narrow, muddy path to a small wooden dock jutting out into the calm water. The air hummed with the chirping of crickets and the occasional splash of a jumping fish. Liam was surprisingly adept, showing me how to bait the hook. I squealed, he laughed, cast the line, and watched the bobber. We sat side by side on the edge of the dock, legs dangling over the water, the silence comfortable, companionable, charged with a new kind of awareness. The shared frustration of the traffic, the unexpected detour, the beauty of the lake, it stripped away the usual barriers. We talked. Really talked. Not about Ben, or work, or the weather. About dreams. His desire to build his own furniture someday. My secret passion for writing terrible poetry. The places we wanted to see. The conversation flowed like the water lapping gently against the dock pilings, easy, natural, revealing. I saw depth in Liam I hadn't noticed before, a quiet thoughtfulness beneath the easygoing jock exterior. He listened intently, his focus entirely on me, making me feel truly seen. So, the burnt toast was really the last straw? He asked, nudging my shoulder playfully with his. It was the perfect symbol of my entire week crumbling. I laughed, the tension finally melting away. Just one catastrophic failure after another. Hey, he said softly, his voice serious now. That presentation? Ben told me what happened. The client was an idiot. Your ideas were brilliant. Anyone with half a brain could see that. The conviction in his voice warmed me more than the fading sunlight. Thanks, Liam, I whispered, our eyes locking. The air crackled. The space between us felt charged, magnetic. I saw his gaze drop to my lips, then flicker back to my eyes. My breath hitched. Suddenly, my bobber plunged violently beneath the dark water. Whoa! I yelped, startled, instinctively jerking the rod back. You got one, Liam exclaimed, instantly shifting gears. Okay, easy now. Don't pull too hard, let it run a bit, reel it in slow and steady. I fumbled, excitement and panic warring. The fish fought hard, the rod bending almost double. Liam! It's strong. I think it's going to. In my clumsy attempt to gain footing on the slippery dock, my sneakers slid out from under me on the algae-coated wood. I yelped again, arms flailing, the rod threatening to fly from my grasp as I pitched sideways towards the dark, cold water. Maya! It happened in a heartbeat. One moment I was falling, the next, he fished me tight with his strong hands. Not on the rod. On me. One large, warm hand clamped firmly around my upper arm, the other splayed across my back, pulling me hard against him. My momentum slammed me into his solid chest. I gasped, not from the near fall, but from the sudden, shocking proximity. He held me anchored, pressed against him. I could feel the hard planes of his chest through our clothes, the rapid thud of his heartbeat against mine, or was that mine? His breath was warm on my temple. The fishing rod clattered forgotten onto the dock. The world narrowed to the circle of his arms, the strength holding me effortlessly upright, the scent of him, rain, pine, and something uniquely Liam, filling my senses. For a suspended moment, neither of us moved. The only sounds were our ragged breaths and the gentle lap of the water. His grip didn't loosen, it felt possessive, protective. My hands had flown up instinctively and were now pressed flat against his chest. I tilted my head back slowly, my gaze searching his face in the twilight. The amusement was gone. His storm-cloud eyes were dark, intense, focused solely on me. The look in them stole my breath more effectively than the near plunge into the lake. It was raw, undeniable desire, mixed with a fierce protectiveness that made my knees weak. Liam, my voice was barely a whisper, shaky. His gaze dropped to my lips again, then back to my eyes, a silent question burning there. The air hummed with unspoken tension. His thumb moved almost imperceptibly, stroking my arm where he held me. The simple touch sent electric currents skittering across my skin. "Maya," he murmured, his voice rough, deeper than usual. "I've wanted to do this for so long." He didn't kiss me. Not yet. He just held me there, impossibly close, his strong hands a brand against my skin, his eyes holding mine captive. The world outside, the lake, the twilight, the lost fish, ceased to exist. There was only the heat radiating between us, the unspoken years of glances and suppressed feelings suddenly crashing to the surface in this unexpected, rain-soaked detour. The brother's best friend role shattered into a million insignificant pieces under the weight of his touch and the look in his eyes. All I could think was that I never wanted him to let go. The surprise ride had led to the most breathtaking surprise of all, the discovery that the man holding me so tightly wasn't just Ben's friend anymore. He was something else entirely, and the story was only just beginning. His head dipped lower, his breath mingling with mine, the promise of a kiss hanging in the charged air between us, sealing the unexpected turn this rainy Friday drive had taken.